Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind.
Hi Posh fam, welcome back to yet another episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta commentary today. First things first though, I would like to appreciate some of you new that are joined us here. Thank you so much for joining and subscribing. I know I went all in a couple of days back at Chadi where I was literally stopping people and saying, please subscribe to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. I did that a few times. And a few of the folks that I approached did subscribe, and I am super thankful for you not thinking I'm a little bit crazy to come and just harass you like that in the public space. So thank you for subbing and staying on, because the numbers is still there. I do appreciate your show of support. Don't forget to like, share the videos that you like to see here, and make some comments. It would mean a lot to me because it will help me improve on what I'm doing. For my existing subscriber, however, thank you so much, Posh Fam, for riding and dying with me. Like, literally. Seriously, thank you guys for holding on. I do appreciate you staying on. And do not forget to also comment and like. I got a new hairdo. Yes, I am channeling my inner masculinity here. I don't know. I just felt like I needed a change. And yes, I'm going to let this part grow for a little bit. I don't know how long that's going to take, but we'll see how it takes. We'll see how it goes. Now, let's just get into the commentary. That was episode 7 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I have to say this ladies, honestly, like, we've had back-to-back events, group events, and it's been all unsuccessful. And guess what? Tonight's episode, there was also a group event hosted by none other than Sheree, and yes, it was unsuccessful. I do not know how we're going to get this group together and get them in harmony and in sync. The disunity, the discord, it's just building up. I do not know what this means for the group. It just shows that the friendship is not genuine. There's really no real solid friendship amongst this group. Everyone is just playing for their pocket, as it were. And in order to do that, because it's a reality show, you get paid for what you're doing. You have to amp up whenever you're on, create drama, unnecessary drama, and further just destabilize the harmony that is meant to be existing in this girls' sisterhood. Which, seriously, guys, there ain't no sisterhood anymore. I don't know what's going on. It's just chaos. Now, before we get into the event for episode 7, which was the Keeping It Gucci or Come Gucci or something, it started off with Drew. Again, as we all know, Drew is trying to make a musical comeback. Yes, okay? She is trying, like I said, that's the operative word here, trying to make a breakthrough in, restarting her artistry, vibe. And so, on this episode, she was meeting with a producer, a music producer, a music video producer or something. According to her, he has done videos for the likes of T.I., Soulja Boy. Now, Soulja Boy was what decade again? So, I don't know if he is still relevant in our time, but who knows? Drew does. Rage is his name, and this time they're having a sit down and trying to conceptualize the vision for the music video that she is trying to shoot for her already know duet with her husband Raph. Now this is where it got interesting for me, because Rage, according to her, has got very sexual theme and ideas behind his music videos. So she wants it that way. She wants it very sexualized. She wants it very, in your face. Now, Rage has got his own idea. Rage is like, is your husband hot enough for this video shoot? Because if he's not, we're going to put him aside and bring men that are going to fit the part of hot. I mean, when I mean hot, I mean six-pack abs, muscles for days, It's like, she's like, really? I don't know how Raph is going to feel about that. However, you know what? I trust your visionary. Let's just go for it. I'm like, is this the lead up to the separation between these two? Because if you and your partner have one idea and then you go on to meet your producer and he gives you another idea and you like ride with it without consulting with your partner, especially when there's like sexual scenes, that's gonna be, I don't know. Drew, this one is a little bit dicey, but we're gonna get into them because they did shoot it and eventually Raph was on board. Now, I don't know. So we threw on to the video where they were trying to rehearse for whatever they were doing or choreograph the scenes, right? Apparently, the actors and dancers or stage whatever that were pre-informed for this video shoot were no show. I think that's a lie. I think Raph kicked the fuss and told Drew, if you don't get me on the shoot, we are over. And so Drew had no other choice than to call on her husband's expertise and looks and everything to come fill the void. Now, Raph wasn't happy to play sloppy second. Is anyone? But he did. He showed up, took off his clothes, and did what he needed to do. I don't know how to say this, but if you look from these photos, it's not exactly, bad looking. I don't know, but why did Drew have to create unnecessary drama just so that she gets more story time? Because this is ridiculous. You and your husband have this project going, and now you're trying to sideline him, and ultimately you bring him back. Why? Why even stir up the pot when it was not necessary in the first place? Anyway, that's it with Drew and Raph for this episode. We move on to Sanya. Sanya, the middleman. I don't know if she's still the middleman because it appears she's completely flipped to the other side of this friendship dynamics. Now we see her at a restore facility for a cryotherapy. Cryotherapy is where you go into like an ice freezing cold bath. And she had invited Sheree, for this particular date. And yes, they had freezed their bomb over. And then now having a little R&R. And of course, the Beat the Bomb event took center stage because you all know how stage left that went. Girls are now trying to salvage whatever relationship is left to be salvaged in this group. And so they have decided that they will organize, or Sheree will be hosting, a Keeping It Gucci event where the girls are going to come and just try and come together or resolve whatever issues they got going on. I don't know. Sanya told us about the fact that her husband is prospering somewhere in Austin, and of course, baby making plan is now put to the sideline because he's over there and his business is seemingly booming. And I don't know if it's to her dismay because she probably isn't having her husband as much as she would like. But again, Sanya's storyline is a little bit confusing for me. So we'll leave it at that. Now we see Marlo. Marlo has invited Courtney for a brunch catch-up debrief session following the Beat the Bomb event that Courtney hosted, okay? Marlo again decided to apologize for disrupting the event. Yeah, she had a hand in that event going left, right? We all saw that. And I felt from Courtney's facial expression, she is beginning to understand a few things. Because the question she asked Marlo, why are you bringing it up now? This whole thing happened 2 years ago. Why bring it up now? Like, I felt like you could have called Candy and expressed what you were feeling, the hurt you were feeling. But for now, and Marlo was like, oh, I haven't seen her. Really? Marlo, you guys did a season a year ago. And I am pretty sure you've got a group WhatsApp chat where you could have organized like a meet if it was that important to you. But you held off up until shooting started for the season to put her on blast. So shame on you, Marlo. You're being really dodgy ass. I do not believe the fact that she said she had not seen Candy to express exactly how she was feeling. She then went on to tell Courtney, all I needed was an acknowledgement or calling my sister to extend her condolences, sending me more flowers, hopefully buy me KFC chicken. I don't know. At this point, Marlo seems confused at the beef she has created. Because she started off, oh, my brother, my nephew was gone down somewhere close to your business, to now, acknowledging it, to, oh, you acknowledged it, but you didn't call my family member to acknowledge it. And while you are still on that part of not acknowledging with my family, you also didn't send me flowers. So it's like a pylon, confused pylon. I really don't, it's just not making sense. Anyway, she had to tell Courtney she was happy that Courtney came into her life. And Courtney's trying to help her get clemency for her past because she has a record. And again, and this is the friendship dynamic that I am perceiving from Marlo. Marlo wants to be your friend to benefit. She doesn't want to be your friend just to nurture, grow, build. She wants to be your friend because she has to benefit from you. And that is the reason why she's got this beef with Candy, who is seemingly very successful. Now, successful before she came on the show, during the show, and she's gone on to make a huge wave name business for herself whilst on this show. And so Marlo is like, you need to tag me, I need to be a part of your success. And if it's not happening, then we're not best friends. If it's not happening, then you don't like me. If it's not happening, then you're a bad person. Because that's exactly what Marlo is projecting onto the group dynamics. And that is filtering to the divide that we can now clearly see between the Camp Marlo and Camp Candy. Now, we then see, because Sanya had promised Sheree she was going to go have a sit down with Candy, and we see them, at the old lady gang, a restaurant where they are having, a dinner date. Chicken wings were served and a few salmon bites. Yum! It did look yum. And away we go with all of the shenanigans. I think Candy called her out for being a little bit two-faced and not taking sides. And according to Candy, she was more to the point where you have a right to choose friends. The point is, when you try to deflect your friend's action, it means you've taken a side, which I can agree on. And Sanya is like, well, I don't want the wrath of Marlo. Oh, so you are scared of Marlo's now? What has Marlo got on you, girl? And the funny thing that Sanya does not realize is the fact that after Candy, it will be you. Because these girls do not fail to deliver on attacking. And they will come for you that is seemingly their friends. If they've got dirt on you, it's just a matter of time before they expose you and attack you and antagonize you, and then you become the victim. So Sanya, enjoy the ride while it lasts. We know you don't want the wrath of Marlo, and therefore you don't exactly know how to speak neutrally, because you're speaking a little bit biased for your friend, in defense of your friend. So we can see it. Whilst you're trying to make peace, I just feel like you should be honest with yourself and honest in what you're doing. But guess what? I was watching Sherelle's Word the other day, where I hear Sanya came on a talk show and pretentiously said she wanted Candy out. She wanted Candy gone. Like she needs Candy fired from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Wow. Very stretched indeed. You've only been with us 2 seasons. Candy has been, 13, 15 seasons and counting, and you want her fired. Isn't it clear what is happening? Like the one that's seemingly on top, y'all want her to be brought down so you guys can take her position. The envy just is astounding. These girls. And there's like no shame. They're just showing who their true colors. It's really like sad to watch. Anyway, Sanya is like, well, since I don't want the wrath of Marlo, I'm trying to be very diplomatic. No, bitch, you're not diplomatic. You're, being messy. She feels Kenya and Drew did not deliver the right message. Well, Kenya and Drew delivered the message that they received. Of course, Chinese whispers does carry messages in a way that, I'm not going to quote you verbatim. I'm going to obviously embellish it in order to convey the message. in a way that you would understand. That's exactly what it is. So they did what they did, and don't blame Kenya and Drew for Marlo's seemingly antagonistic behavior from episode 1 down to episode 7. Now we're talking all of these events started with the 40th birthday bash for Sanya's husband. Then there was the singing situation where Drew made a cameo. There was Alabama. There was Beat the Bomb, and now obviously we're gonna be experiencing another showdown at the Gucci event. So obviously, Sanya is like, "Are you gonna come for this event?" She said Candy was like, "I will be showing up for this event, like I want to come." And that's exactly, I show up. Unlike some, of course she'll throw a few shades. Well, I feel like Candy does make an effort. She does. For the group, it does. But you can see that there is just so much hatred. There's so much jealousy. It's just making the whole thing uncomfortable for her. We're about to get into the brunch that turned into a nightmare, the Gucci Brunch, hosted by Sheree. Before we get into that particular scene, we saw Kenya in her La La Land having a conversation with her obstetrician, and she was talking about having a baby. Okay, Kenya, really? Like, I feel like last episode she was talking about opening her brand, like expanding her hair care brand, and she has this multi-million-dollar contract project going for that. And now you're sitting here talking about having a baby. Like, make it make sense. What's going on? There's like too much happening at once around you, Kenya. And the obstetrician was right. They're like, "Well, lady, did you forget the last pregnancy and delivery experience you had and how harrowing and frightful it was for you? Do you think going through that ordeal, like you feel like you want to go through that ordeal again with the potential that you may lose your life?" I'm like, tell her. She something is going on. I don't know. She's seemingly thinking of using Mark's embryo they stored. Like, these guys are not together anymore. But I can understand the fact that she wants the continuity of having the same sort of dad for her kids, which makes sense. You could say that. But in the same vein, I don't know if it's the right time for Kenya to be thinking about having a baby. But what do I know? I'm just here commenting on the show that was. And away we go with this particular brunch. Now, the host was there live, beautifully dressed in her Gucci. Everyone else showed up. Drew in her Gucci, as well as Courtney, Candy, and Sanya. Sanya was really looking like runway ready. And then Kenya walked in with a Chanel bag. Although she said that her suit is Gucci, it wasn't really embellished on it, so we don't know. But she said she wasn't gonna, follow through with the Gucci team. Well, Kenya always is the exception to every themed party. She doesn't hesitate to show up differently. That's Kenya for you. Mayetta was a no-show for this event. I'm not sure why, but we're gonna probably find out in the next episode why she was a no-show. And then Marlo walked in, and before she walked in, Candy requested that the sittings be switched, which, again, you all know. Marlo walked in, hugged everyone else, said hello to everyone else except Candy. No surprise there, they don't see eye to eye, and it's still fresh. The Beat the Bomb event is still, very fresh from it's the reason why they're there in the first place. Sheree decided, to do a speech, give a speech, and expressed how she's feeling. She was very emotional, about the fact that the disunity is causing a lot of discord amongst the group, and it's not good going forward. They need to find a way to, should I say, see eye to eye? And she wanted everyone to give their opinion. Kenya felt like she had Jesus on speed dial, but I don't think Jesus is going to save you girls. Leave Jesus alone. It's not going to be coming here to save you. You girls are messy. Very messy. Anyway, Candy and Courtney, because they had this issue right from episode 1 where they had this ridiculous fallout at Rossi's 40th birthday bash from hell. And Courtney was like, well, I sent an olive branch when I invited you for the Beat the Bomb event, and you showed. To which Candy was like, I apologize for how the event, went. I did appreciate the fact that you extended the olive branch, even coming out to check up on me after the blowout with Marlo, and all is well and forgiving, I guess. And they are looking to kickstart or press reset on their friendship. Or we'll see how things develop with this too. Courtney seemed a little bit level-headed, but it appears Sheree and Marlo have been doing the most when it comes to just feeding her negativities about Candy. Maybe she has her own opinion, she has her own voice, she can articulate properly and discern for herself. We'll see. Next up was Sanya and Kenya. Apparently, Sanya feels Kenya has changed, or her attitude towards her has changed. She's displaying some negativity towards her, and she felt that she's extended a few olive branches to Kenya, and Kenya is not exactly taking that peace cord. Kenya is like, I feel you are a flip-flopper. You know what? It's just gonna take a while for me to trust you or have you be my friend or come close to my circle. I just see you very differently, and we're gonna, baby step on this one, which is fair. Saya is a loose cannon, okay? I feel she's very ambitious, and when someone is that ambitious, they would step on everything and anyone to get to where they want to go. I saw her behavior towards Drew, who seemingly introduced her to the show. So Kenya is right on the money to be wary of this friendship with Saya. Although they agree to disagree to maybe kickstart whatever relationship they have got going on. And then it came to Marlo and Kenya, and it didn't go well because Kenya just went off and Marlo went off, and it was just left, right, left. I'm like, what is going on? I tried to address the Candace situation. That just led to more elevated voices. It just caused discord because it descended into the chaos. Again, there was no headway. There is literally no headway between this group. No one is willing to back down. Everyone seems to be stuck in their own ways and opinion and feelings, and it's just not manifesting in a way where the dynamics of the group takes precedence. It's not happening. Marlo walked off. Sheree chased after her, and it disintegrated from there on. And this is where it sort of ended for me. I guess we would see what happens following yet another group date disaster. Well, count it. It's 7 out of 7, and it's a failure for these girls. They cannot get it together. What happens next? We'll get to find out. Until then, stay focused and be safe. Thank you so much for watching.